Oh, shoot. Welcome, everybody, to the JJ Funk Show. All right. Sorry. I forgot to hit the record button. This is episode 76.
Yes.
November 14th, 2024. Recording from the Highland Communities Podcast Studios. And this is one of my favorite songs from back in the day. This is The Knights of Cydonia by Muse.
I've never even heard this.
You never heard The Knights of Cydonia?
No.
This song's from probably like 2006, maybe 2007. Oh, it's awesome. It's in the music. We were talking about with the werewolf one, where the music video said was funky. This one is like sci-fi western. It's like if you were to take like an old 70s movie, make it a sci-fi like a sci-fi 70s movie, and then make it in the 70s. Make it super retro and weird. That's what the whole thing is. It's awesome.
I was almost... this part reminds me of that. There's like a song that's kind of like this. I can't...
Yeah. It's like the Lone Ranger. That's the whole idea. The whole concept of it is like, you see this old guy, like it's fantastic. I love the song. I also love the band Muse. Muse is awesome. Big fan of theirs. All right. This is the sports. Gosh, dude, why can't I talk right now? This is the sports podcast. Part 2. Part 1 was a bit of a whatever. We actually have stuff to talk about when it comes to the sports side of things. 1, Kevin Durant is hurt. Out for 2 weeks.
Of course.
Hey, last year he was incredibly available.
I know.
This year, not so much.
He was due.
And he was playing phenomenal basketball. I mean, he was... I remember the thing that I was upset about when we were talking about the MVP odds. He was the one they were talking about. Dude, Kevin Durant, man, he was going to win the MVP this year. It's like, dude, we are 6 games in, and guess what?
They freaking jinxed him.
Yeah, dude, he was playing fantastic.
What did he hurt?
Calf strain.
Oh, that sucks. I've done that before.
And the worst part about it is, if anybody recalls, in 2016, when he had a calf strain, that ended up not being a calf strain. That ended up being a pulled Achilles. I think it was
when he first got here.
That was when the Cavs won their first championship over the Warriors, because he went down and then Klay Thompson went down.
Wait a minute, this all makes sense now, bro. His calf gets hurt and the calf. Wow, wait a minute here. I told you the NBA is scripted, bro. I knew it.
Anyway, so Kevin Durant's down. Now the Suns have lost 2 of the last 3 games since they missed him. They beat the Jazz, which obviously they're going to beat the Jazz. Then they lost to the Kings 2 times in a row. It's going to be tough without him, because then Bradley Beal also got hurt, which that is not super surprising. That guy, he's snake bit, man. He's hurt all the time. And I remember when we traded for him, thinking that, these injuries they were talking about when he was in Washington, those are all, they just don't want to pay him. They don't want him to play, blah, blah, blah. Or I should not pay him. They don't want to play him because they're tanking. Nah, dude, maybe it is that he just is one of those guys that just gets hurt a lot. And not big ones, like little injuries where it's like, dude, hard to play through this one, hard to play through that one, but he's going to try type stuff. I don't know. Without Kevin Durant, Devin Booker's doing his best to keep the boat afloat, but even he's not playing the way he has been.
Trying to go to the Golden State game, dude. I got a buddy.
Yeah?
It's my buddy's birthday. He's been trying to get tickets for us. He knows somebody involved in it, and it's like the 30th of November, I think.
Yeah. So, I've been telling myself I got to get my son down to a game to watch. I wanted to see LeBron, because I don't think this is LeBron's last season. But they
play, I think, the 27th here, the 23rd.
Do they? It's going to have to do with something.
It's close. It's
coming up. I'm going to have to look at this.
It is coming up. It's by the end of the month for sure. Because I was looking at. I think it's the 27th. I think it's a Tuesday, the 27th.
Because I just was thinking, like, I mean, he is one of the greatest of all time. He doesn't have a whole lot of time left. This is year 22. By the way, did you see he just set the record for oldest person to have consecutive triple doubles?
No.
He had 3 straight triple doubles, and he's the oldest player to do it. Of course, he's the oldest player to do it. He's like 40.
Yeah, he's the oldest player to play in the NBA.
Right now, well, not right now. I say because
right now, no, I think Chris Paul is actually older than he is right now.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but he doesn't have as many years in the league.
Yeah,
because I want to say LeBron's got 2 years on him.
Because he started right
at 18 years old. Yeah, so. But I don't know that it's important, but I kind of want to do it just so my son can say it. I never saw Michael Jordan play.
No, that's right. I was just going to say, I think if I would have had a chance knowing what I know now, I wish I just, even though I'm sitting in 200 nosebleeds, and like and LeBron looks this big, dude, like, or Jordan looked this big,
Yeah.
I'd want to
I
see
did
it.
it. You say, I've done it. I saw him play
the Jordan game. Nobody asked where you sat. They just,
I just want to know you see him. Like, I saw tons on TV.
Yeah.
I watched him play a lot on TV, but like, I don't know. I don't know if it's any different in person. I'm also not like, I go to a lot of baseball games, and I go to them because they're easy, they're chill, they're relaxed. I don't go to many other ones because they're frantic, they're busy, they're packed, they're like
lots of people,
and a lot of drunk people.
Yeah,
like that's the part that I do not enjoy.
Games aren't as too bad. I've never been to a Suns game where I've looked at by people and been like, "Holy crap, you're smashed."
That's true. It's
football, 100%. Because they get trashed to tailgate, and then they stumble their way in, and they've made it to where they're just going to buy some more.
Yep.
They used they used a 30-pack outside, and now they're going to spend $100 on one beer
I know,
inside.
dude. Like, that's football games are the worst for that. And my son came up to the other day. He's like, "Dude, Dad, how come I've only been to the Diamondbacks field and that one in California? We went to a rugby game in California." And I was like, because you never said much else.
Yeah.
But I had to remind him, no, but you've also been to Gila River Arena. We saw the Coyotes play before they became the nothing now that they are.
I think if I liked baseball as much as you do, and I had a son, and particularly just one son, right?
Yeah.
I think I would do, but mine would be football. But I think I'd want to hit every stadium with them.
So
that would be really cool.
I actually had a goal with an old buddy of mine that we were going to hit every single baseball stadium. And we said that in 2020. Well, the seasons got canceled, so things fell. Right. And now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, you know what? I think me and Benson are just going to go do this.
Yeah, just hit it. And you just fly out late at night, fly back late at night.
Yeah.
Like, make it a thing where you don't have to spend weekends and thousands of dollars.
Oh, yeah,
just,
no way.
Just go like, hey, buddy, we're jumping on a plane tonight at midnight, but we're going to wake up and we're going to be at the Philly Stadium, watch the game, and then we're going to come back or whatever, right?
And what makes it possible is the fact that there's so many baseball games that they aren't like extravagantly expensive. No. Like you can go to a game, it's in the nosebleeds, but you can go to a game for like $20.
Yeah, you just got to get there.
Yeah, just getting there is the part. And so like I kind of think that I'm going to do that with him because he actually kind of cares. Kind of cares to go to the games. He kind of likes it.
He likes it. You've impressed on him, imprinted on him, imprinted on him, dude. The love of baseball. So it's probably something he'll always like.
Yeah, dude. In fact, so this last baseball season's over for him. They're only like 6-week sessions, 8 weeks. I don't know what they are. And he's doing softball or soccer right now. And I was like, so buddy, and he's really good at soccer. And he's like, so you enjoyed it? He's like, I just want baseball to come back. I'm like, all right. All right.
Good jobs. Good answer, son.
And it's not that I'm forcing him into it. This is what he wants. With that being said, you know what I've never understood? And this happens a lot.
It does.
Especially in football.
Oh, it's in football. It's terrible.
It doesn't make sense to me. Players playing with jewelry.
Especially necklaces.
Yes. It does. I don't
you
get
must
it.
have thought that you had to have been watching the same thing I was because was it Alvin Kamara?
Yes,
that's
it was. It was.
That's the one I saw, and I thought,
dude, it really hit me then. Yeah. And then I started watching a couple other guys, funny. And the rest of the day, I've
CeeDee Lamb does the same thing.
Yes, I'm like, why? First off, the ice that they're wearing is expensive.
Is legit ice. It ain't cubic zirconium.
Yes, this is the real stuff. Mm-hmm. And so, like, dude, why are you doing that? First off, it can't be comfortable. There's no way.
I know. Like it just I'll never understand it.
I don't get it because Ketel Marte with the baseball team, we'll have like 6 chains on, and I'm like, okay, it's baseball, whatever.
But no one's trying to grab you to take you down to the ground.
Yes,
if that's what I'm afraid. And it's never happened because they don't allow horse collaring and whatever. And most of the time, you know, as the higher they get up in the game, the less they wrap up. They mostly just try to knock you over.
Yeah.
Right? They just come flying in like a missile and try to knock you over. So I get it.
Yeah.
But I thought it's funny that Alvin Kamara, dude, is sitting there. I'm like, why would you wear that big of a necklace? Like,
dude.
I just don't get it.
So, and I also think about that with the guys that wear the big diamond stud earrings.
Yeah.
I remember this as a kid with T.O. Terrell Owens.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember like, dude, aren't you worried about those things getting stuck in your neck?
I'm worried about like, I guess, you know what? Because if you think about it, your ear is not even close to padding really. Down here maybe is. It's just getting it on and off where it like stabs into you or.
Yeah. Like you're squeezing that helmet on. And I don't know, dude. I just have never. I'm also not a jewelry guy.
Like a fro.
Yeah. Dude. Like I said, but I'm not a jewelry guy.
Yeah.
So it's probably something I'm never going to understand anyway.
I have a necklace on right now, but it's not like bling bling, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't even notice it half the time anymore. But those are like thick gold chains, and
that have some
like
weight.
They have their number. Like CeeDee Lamb's, I think says 88, and it's just this like. Bro, like, how do you not lay your head down? You're going to get a bump on the back of your neck.
No, for real, dude. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know what they're showing off for because it's like, listen, we already know you guys are super rich.
I know. I'm like, what? It's funny is I mean, this might be bad to say in a sense, but it seems like a cultural thing.
It's cultural.
Like you don't see a bunch of, let's just call white dudes doing that. It's a cultural thing, and maybe in the black community.
Is when you see them do it, like Kirk Cousins. They are the biggest.
Travis Kelce.
Yeah, they're the biggest joke. Everybody loves to laugh. I don't know. People don't laugh at Travis Kelce.
No, but he wears that stuff.
Yes, but dude, when Kirk Cousins does it, oh man, it's a joke. Everybody loves it.
I feel like he does it just.
He does it as a joke.
Yeah.
I know he does it as a joke because he knows who he is. Like he understands his brand.
Yeah, I could never wear that kind of jewelry. I think I just couldn't put it on and wear it.
Listen,
in a football game.
Yes, I was like, listen, you want to wear it after the game?
Yeah,
whatever. But in the game. In the athletic process, that's the part I don't understand. But again, as a non-jewelry guy, that's probably why I don't understand it. I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know.
I guess I don't know if it's something that you just want to do as a kid. You see kind of your idols grow up wearing it, so you want to do it. But I don't know. But I could not. I don't think I could handle the heaviness of in a football game.
Yeah, and maybe I don't know. It's like a lot of things. Like I don't recognize my ring. I don't feel it anymore. Right. It'll slide off my finger and I'll completely forget it's gone. Yeah. Right. Maybe it gets to that point. I just don't understand how it could when those size of those things, and not that when it's like 4 of them.
Well, dude, Kamara's was like a thick gold chain, like a thick. It wasn't like chainy. It was like a solid gold. Like you're like, bro, like what is that worth?
I don't know.
And then let's just say you get smacked around a few times, and all of a sudden you go to fix it, and you're like. Wait a minute. Where'd it go?
And you see a guy on the defensive side doing this.
Come get it.
Come get it, baby.
Oh, yeah, that would suck.
All right, dude. So I'm going to ask the question.
We're rebuilding.
Rebuilding with
Cooper Rush.
The most expensive quarterback, the most expensive actually, I don't know if he is the most expensive wide receiver anymore, but he's up there in the top 5. And you still got to pay Micah Parsons. What are we doing, man? What are the Cowboys doing? I mean, they are a clown show right now. They are a clown show right now.
I don't even watch, bro. I don't. Like, I'm just so frustrated with. I mean, you can't blame Cooper Rush at all because he's not a starter.
No,
he went, I think, 4 or 5-1 the last time he did start. I mean, he's capable of winning some games for sure. But the problem is the rest of his offense isn't what it was when he went 5-1.
Yeah,
it's just out of control. I mean, there's talk that I think they picked up some other receiver finally.
Yeah,
for the trade deadline.
That was the biggest joke ever. Okay, listen. Mingo is the guy they got.
His name.
He was a former 2nd-round pick from the Panthers. I didn't bring it up last time because I honestly didn't want to rub salt in the wound.
I don't care.
He could not play for the Panthers, who, by the way, guys, are a terrible team. They're not good. So he couldn't get on the field with the Panthers. Injury has something to do with it. But they traded a 4th-round pick for him. You know what other receivers went for that are difference makers? They went for 5th and 6th-round picks.
No, they just do their second.
That is a terrible trade by Jerry Jones.
He's just an idiot, dude. Like, he needs to go.
He does. And it's never become more apparent to me. And I've given him his credit. Like, I really have. I've given him a lot of credit for players that he has found late in the draft that have turned out to be real. What he has done this year is inexcusable.
It's like he's losing it. Like he's afraid to let go, and he's losing it. But he's sinking the ship with.
He's Joe Bidening it, man.
Yeah, that's a good reference.
And I don't know if that's probably too unfair,
right? But the point is very much taken.
Yeah, because it's like, dude. Okay, listen, paying Dak. I get it. You got to pay your quarterback, but at the same time, like, is Dak the quarterback that's going to take you to the promised land? He's probably more akin to Kirk Cousins, a good numbers guy who's not going to get
fantasy guy, but not
exactly
a closer.
He's not going to get you. And I was worried that was what Kyler Murray was, and we'll talk about them later. But like, okay, CD Lamb, is he a difference maker? Absolutely, he's a difference maker. Why did you bring Zeke back? He couldn't even make a difference on a terrible Patriots team. And what I'm saying, that was when you had Derrick Henry on
I know.
And we talked about it in real time. In real time, we said that was a bad move. And it's only proven to be worse. Henry. Yeah, it's only proven to be a worse deal as we go further into the season. Knowing that, okay, do you think that Dak wouldn't have said, hey, listen, we can finagle my contract a little bit to open up some cap space to bring in Derrick Henry? Do you think he wouldn't have done that? And if he wouldn't have done that, guess what? He's the wrong guy.
Yeah, he's not your guy.
Yeah. And now he's out for the season. I heard that the hamstring tear was so bad that it came off the bone. Like off the bone hamstring tear. That
sounds really bad.
I didn't drink enough and got a little bit of hamstring cramps. Like, no, so he's legitimately done for the season. Like, he's not coming back, right? No. And you got 3 wins.
Yeah,
I think it's 3 wins.
We're 3-9, 3-8.
Yeah, and okay, what have you been doing with Trey Lance? What's he even on the roster for if he can't start over Cooper Rush? Like, I listen, as a non-Cowboys fan, I honestly look at them and wonder, what are you doing? And the weird thing, and this is weird. This is funny and it's weird. You know about the whole controversy with the sun coming through the windows, right?
Yeah, you built that whole $1 billion stadium and you couldn't figure out how to get the sun on.
What's crazy is I'd heard, and this was from Arizona Sports, and they were talking about it. I'd heard that they put curtains up for concerts and other events, but they don't do it during football games.
Well, there was talk about, could you do it? Would it be in the rule book to only if like your team, if the Cowboys are going where it's going to be a problem, they could shut them.
Yeah.
And then when they flip sides at the end of the quarter, they could open them back up. Is that something that you could do?
That sounds like you shouldn't be able to do that. Because
I would agree, but I was asked that question because it was kind of talked about, and I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know if you can.
I would think that it's one of those things where like either you have them open for the whole game or you close them.
Because you'd have to have it had to be equitable on both sides. Of like, look, you're looking at it, but now you're going to get it the second quarter or whatever.
I'd heard that the reason why Jerry Jones doesn't want to do it is like, hey, that's what I call a home field advantage. Like, well, not when the home field is getting screwed by it. Like, Cooper Rush literally threw that ball right at CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb had no idea.
Yeah.
And now we're not talking about backup garbages. Cooper is a backup. But when you throw the ball perfectly at one of the league's top 5 wide receivers and he doesn't even react, then you know that, that's a real problem. Yeah. And then the best, to make it even better, Mike McCarthy had a press conference. Did you see this picture?
No.
Mike McCarthy has a press conference, and in the media room, the sun's coming through. So guess what they did? They put up a shade to block the sun. It's like,
so stupid.
For the media. Oh my gosh.
And that stadium, there wasn't much they didn't do. If you've never gone through it, it is phenomenal.
Okay, and then let's go. That's another thing. Another thing that's been talked about a lot this past week. ESPN did a couple specials on it, and that is the fan tours through Jerry World. And how players look at it as like, this is a massive distraction. We are currently exercising. We are working out in the gym, and there is a one-way mirror in the gym for fans to look in and see the players exercising while the players on the other side cannot see out. That's straight up like
weird.
Zoo. That is weird. So weird. And like, that's a massive distraction for players. They feel weird about it, but they also know, and I was listening to the whole podcast. It was ESPN Daily. They did a whole special on it. And they were talking about how like players know it's going upstream. They're not going to win that fight if they're trying to get that canceled. And Jerry Jones even said like, they know it. This is not going away. It's a part of the business.
The only thing Jerry Jones has done right is he's marketed the team to be America's team over all the years. Like his fan base is huge.
And this is the thing that as a fan of a team who just recently got rid of a terrible owner, the Suns, to get a new owner that is all about the W's and just like, hey, what do we got to do to win? Yeah. It's so refreshing. When I think about what the Cowboys are, what Jerry Jones is all about is the money.
Yeah.
It is not at all about winning.
He's all about Jerry.
It's all about maximizing the value of having one of the most popular sports franchises in the world, let alone football. Like the Cowboys are a worldwide brand. Yeah. Like the Yankees are. Like Real Madrid is. Like this is a franchise that people know globally. And for him, he just cashes that money. Making draft picks from his super yacht. It's not about winning. As long as they are playoff capable every once in a while, that's enough to keep the fans in the seats and enough to keep them coming. Yeah. And there's no real advantage or like need for him to actually make changes because he's the boss. He's not gonna fire himself. So all these things I'm saying, how does it feel as a fan of the team, bro?
It sucks. It's always sucked though. It's always been a problem. Like it's ever since. I mean, we talk about years and years of Jerry being the problem. Whether it's bad decision making on a GM level, whether it's bad building a stadium, whether it's bad contract negotiation or lack thereof, bad trade deadline stuff. It's Jerry Jones. You can't be the owner and the GM. He's just like you said. He's all about Jerry, and he's not about the team. And you know, for him to go off like he did, which we talked about the last week on that radio show, and bro, I get it. You know a lot, but what you know is not enough anymore. Like you're so far behind, it's terrible. And you need. And I'm not even saying his son would be better or something, but at some point you've got to go and say, okay, I'm the problem here.
Yeah.
Because you had all this at your disposal, haven't done nothing. Mike McCarthy, I'm just not a fan of him. He's a great coach. He's a Super Bowl winning coach.
When you say he's a great coach, let's back up the truck on that one. He's a
won
coach.
A Super Bowl, but he's won a Super Bowl.
Lots of coaches that won a Super Bowl that are not great.
So he's just not for. I don't think he's a great coach. It was just I know
you were being respectful. You were being respectful.
I'm not a fan of his game plan. I don't believe when you put the ball in Dak Prescott's hands 60 times a game and you're like, what are you doing? Like, come on, the game should be running. If you can run the ball, it means you can pass better.
Yeah.
And you had a pretty solid line for a while.
Arguably the greatest offensive line for how many years would you say? 5 years running for 5 consecutive years.
Yeah.
I think it was universally accepted. The Cowboys had the best offensive line in football.
Yeah. And you had Frederick, you had Martin, you had Travis Smith or Tyron Smith or whatever his name was. Tyron Smith. Like they were really good and they couldn't stay healthy. But like you got one, Zach Martin is a guy who has literally more Pro Bowls than he does holding penalties in his career.
That's a Larry Fitzgerald stat.
Yeah.
That's an amazing stat.
It's insane when he is an inside lineman. Like he's not an outside guy that, he can figure out a way to push around. Like he's got it coming from all angles.
Yeah. That's a Larry Fitzgerald catches and tackle stat.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing. But
it's nuts.
So what do you think about and Micah Parsons can claim all he wants that he got his words twisted. I saw the clip. It was an immediate quote directly from him where he says, I don't care about Mike McCarthy. I care about Zach Martin.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And him winning and these older guys winning a Super Bowl.
Listen, as a player, sticking up for his players, like that's fine, but you can't run away from the fact that you literally said, I don't care about whether or not Mike McCarthy wins. And I kind of feel like Mike McCarthy's been done dirty here in the sense that it's like, listen, he's an okay coach. He's an okay coach. But when you, Jerry Jones, have set a standard or claimed to have set a standard for Super Bowl or bust, or we're all in for the season, and you had Mike Vrabel, a legit, hardcore, good coach. Look at what the Titans are now without him.
Yeah.
They're garbage, okay?
Is he even coaching?
No, he's not coaching. And who also is the winningest coach?
Yeah.
Who wanted
to coach?
Winningest coach in football history, who wants to coach still, is out on the open market.
And
Mike McCarthy's still your head coach. Like I said, it's one of those things where it's like any of the excuses you want to give as to why things didn't work out this season, a lot of it can go right back to the offseason and said, these are a lot of things that you just didn't do. You just chose not to do them. And all that being said, I can look at what the Cardinals are doing and saying they're making all the right choices.
I'm not jumping on a Cardinal bandwagon by any means. But
you absolutely should. You're invited.
No, but they're like, hey,
jump off the Cowboys, dog.
Good for them, right? I thought that stick on Kyler Murray was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not because I don't want Kyler to get hurt. It's just cool to see that kind of football.
Oh, yeah, it's football.
And what happens? He gets right back up. Because those aren't ever the plays that really hurt somebody. It's always something stupid that gets somebody hurt. But you know what? He got clean. His helmet comes off.
He got clocked.
Oh, it was
absolutely
awesome.
Clocked.
And I love his response. He goes, hey, football's a violent sport. I mean, get back up. Like, what do you want me to do?
No,
it was great.
Do you see his response in real time? He set up a smile on his face. Like, he knew it.
He got it. He got me. I got.
It's one of those things where, like, I've heard people claim that it was Mike Dortch, wide receiver, by the way, lining up in the backfield, who's 5'6", 5'7", 180, like whatever, claiming it was his fault. No, what it was, and I think the reason why Kyler probably smiled this one off is because that's on him. Because as a quarterback, you're supposed to read and know where the blitz is coming from and call the protection. They didn't call protection change. In fact, Kyler immediately just turned his head right to throw to the right because that's where the play was supposed to be. Got clocked from the back. But his response to it, not just in the immediate aftermath, but a couple plays after, they scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
He did not flinch.
And that's a football play. That's what you should do. That's just like you said, it's violent. It's men playing men. And it's like, look, so what? You got hit. And that dude is like, because he got hit by a corner.
No, he got hit by Quincy Williams.
Was it an actual linebacker?
Yeah.
You live for that, dude. That is the moment where you're like, that'll be on his main highlight, beginning of every main highlight reel ever, because the helmet comes off, head snaps back. Like, you're just like,
yeah, and it wasn't one of those old school guys like Brett Favre who never chin strapped. Never put the strap. No, this was 4 points of pressure on that strap, dude.
And that big old fro puffed it off, dude.
Dude, I love Kyler's fro. I really do, dude.
I don't know how you get all that hair in there.
Dude, if I could grow an afro, it would be the only way I'd be going about my life. It's the only way I'd be doing it. But
permit.
That's fake, man. It's got to be real. But like the way, going back to when you're saying about Mike McCarthy and you don't like the way he runs the offense. One of the things I love about this Cardinals team is they run it. They run the ball.
Well, they're using their running backs.
They use the running backs. James Conner is a stud.
He is. He always has been.
He is. And it's only becoming more evident the fact that he's like 29 years old and he is still, him and Derrick Henry, these are punishing running backs who run a punishing style and they are not wearing down, which is crazy. And I would say probably as far as like most punishing running back, he's number 2 to Derrick Henry, and in my opinion. Now, I know I'm a homer, but I've also heard a lot of other people say the same thing. And the way that they're running the ball it's so refreshing because that's the way I want my football team to play. I want them to play physical, run-style football.
Yeah.
And let the pass build off of that.
That's what happens is if you just can have a decent running game, they have to put more people in the box, which then opens up the passing lane.
Yes, and then a play action, it's amazing stuff. And the one thing I got to get this off my chest. The defense, do you realize in 3 straight home games, Jason, they have not given up a touchdown.
I did not pay
in three straight home games, no touchdowns given up. Now they've given up a lot of field goals, but field goals ain't going to get you beat.
Yeah.
Right? That is an amazing thing for that team to do, especially, and I know this isn't everything, right? If you were to turn on Madden NFL today and you say, I'm going to go and see which players on the Cardinals defense I could take that would be better than what I currently have. There's one player, Budda Baker. Outside of that, they got a whole bunch of nobodies.
What's working?
It's working so much better than it has any business to, which is a huge credit to the coaching staff. Huge credit. And also, huge credit to those guys. Well, I mean, these are scrappy guys that they signed.
Dude, you want to go out? Let's go. You know,
it's
still Bill Belichick theory. Next man up. You don't need to know who I am. You know, I'm going to ball out. I'm going to play.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're doing. This is a play that I had to talk about because it's probably one of the most impressive.
I love the memes that have come from this.
You see the Baker Mayfield? Yes. Dude, first off, Nick Bosa, what are you doing?
I know.
What are you doing?
I know.
How do you get, Nick Bosa is a huge man, right? 6'4", probably 260.
Beautiful human being.
Yes. How do you get stiff-armed by 6 foot, 220-pound Baker Mayfield? Not just stiff-armed, and he's able to complete the pass.
The only thing that would have made that better is if it was a left-handed throw by him.
That would have been so awesome.
You're like, hang on, bro. I'm going to hold you back. I can throw left-handed at this point.
I tell you right now, it is impossible to not love Baker Mayfield.
I know. He's a baller.
He is absolutely balling out. And the best part about it is he has no receivers anymore, bro. They're all hurt.
Mike Evans got hurt. Godwin got hurt.
I think he's leading the league in passing touchdowns.
Really?
Yeah. Baker Mayfield is, dude, he is absolutely rewarding the Buccaneers. And the Buccaneers are paying him, by the way, half of what they're paying Dak Prescott, what the Cowboys are paying Dak Prescott. Of course.
Every time they pay somebody, they don't do worth a dang.
Dude, Baker Mayfield, you had the coolest, most studliest play I've ever seen a quarterback do outside of perhaps an Eli Manning pass that was caught on the helmet by David Tyree. To me, ultimate. That was the ultimate quarterback play to me I've ever seen.
It's pretty legit.
The fact that he did not get sacked. Did not get sacked and completed a pass. Dave Tyree made the most miraculous catch he's ever made. But that, and then the fact that he stiff armed him for 5 yards. It wasn't stiff arm throw. It was stiff arm. I'm going to keep you out here, keep the ball over here, and then complete a first down. Amazing pass by Baker Mayfield.
I'm trying to see if he is the touchdown leader.
I'll check it out. I'm almost positive he's leading the league in passing touchdowns. If it's not him, who would be your guess?
Oh, I don't know.
Passing touchdowns have gone down a lot this year.
I'm sure.
It's not been the stat that I'm used to seeing.
Who do you think if it's not him?
If it's not him, my guess is... who's been having a heck of a year? I don't know. I actually don't know who I would guess. I would guess... Now, dude, this is great radio, right? I don't really know.
I don't know.
Going through my head. I'm just going through my... I would say Geno Smith if it wasn't him.
Do you think he's had that good of a year?
Geno, he puts up some surprising stats.
Yeah.
Have you got the numbers in front of you?
No, not for that. These are Jalen Hurts has 10.
Oh, that's not going to be leading it at all.
No, Derrick Henry has the most touchdowns at 14, and then Jalen Hurts has 10. But it doesn't.
That's got to be rushing touchdowns.
It just says touchdowns.
Okay. Well, let me.
I might have Googled the wrong thing, or I'm trying to figure out how to like.
I got it. Give me a second here. Riff on something else so people can't listen to me just go. We
want to talk about something else? Let's just jump out. We're going to skip into the next thing while you're looking that up because we'll go back to that. I have this same pet peeve. Who is it?
So right now, passing touchdown leader is. Oh, I didn't see that. So it's a 3-way tie. And I don't know why I didn't think this. It's Baker Mayfield with 24. It's Joe Burrow with 24.
Of course he is.
And it's Lamar Jackson with 24.
I was going to say Lamar Jackson. I just didn't know. I knew he ran the ball in a lot.
Yeah, that's why I didn't put him at the top for passing touchdowns. You know what's crazy, though? This is what's really crazy. Lamar's got 24 passing touchdowns and only 2 picks.
Wow.
That's
pretty legit.
That is a heck of a ratio right there.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
it drops off pretty quick. Well,
yeah.
1 and 2 are tied, right?
Yeah, so we got 1, 2, and 3. Those are 3-way tie. And then we got a 3-way tie for second place. And that's Kirk Cousins, Sam Darnold, and Josh Allen all have 17. So, yeah, so it's...
And then you've got Jared Goff at 16.
Yeah.
And then you've got Aaron Rodgers has 15.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers has 15. And he sucks this year, by the way. I mean, if you didn't watch the Cardinals absolutely destroy and embarrass the Jets this past Sunday, I'm sorry. It was a work of art. Because I think Aaron Rodgers had 1 completion over 10 yards. One completion over 10 yards. And you know what's crazy about that? The guys that the Cardinals were starting in the secondary, the only person in the secondary that played that game that had more than 1 year of experience was Budda Baker. Every other safety and cornerback was a rookie or a second-year player. How's that feel, Aaron Rodgers? You're cooked. Like, I don't know how else to say it. You couldn't beat basically a rookie secondary, and you couldn't and you got Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson as your wide receivers and Breece Hall as your running back. What is going on with Jets? That is embarrassing.
It's Aaron Rodgers, dude. You can't be there no more.
Yeah, you're right. I got to plug my camera in, by the way. It's about to die.
That's fine. Go for it. A question, though, is so there were how many quarterbacks taken in the league or in the draft this year? 5 the first round?
Let's see.
Was it 5 of the first 10? I think it was 5 of the first 10 or like 5 of the first 11 or 12 were all...
Oh, device overheated, unable to charge.
Yeah, well, there you go.
No, it's charging. Let's see. 1, 2, and 3 was we had Caleb Williams, we had Jaden Daniels, and we had Drake Mago. 1, 2, 3, and then we had Bo Nix to the Denver Broncos, and then JJ McCarthy to the Vikings. And
but he got hurt, right?
Yeah, and Michael Penix to the Falcons.
Okay,
so 6.
What's crazy?
I mean, we might have been more, but I don't remember.
Just of overall like passing touchdown statistics, where do you think your boy Caleb Williams, the number 1 overall pick, falls?
He's not great. I can tell you right now. He's not doing better than Jaden Daniels.
He's actually like number 4 out of 6.
4 out of 6?
Yeah.
Okay, and considering 2 of them are hurt and one of them's not playing.
Yep.
That's pretty rough.
Bo Nix is ahead of him. You've got...
I guess there's only 1 hurt. 1 hurt, 1 not playing.
So Bo Nix is ahead of him. Jaden Daniels is ahead of him.
Is Drake May already ahead of him?
Oh, you know what? No, Drake May is 1 behind him.
Yeah, and Drake May didn't start the first 3 games or 4 games of the season.
He's 1 behind him. So then that would put him... So he's 3, not 4. And then you've got the other 2 that are whatever. But it's just crazy because all this hype, and I'm sitting here like, I feel like I should tell the Chicago Bears, I told you so.
Hey, you know what I'm going to tell I said this when they drafted him, right? Jeremy, I told you this when we went out for sushi. He holds the ball way too long. You can blame the coaching. That's probably fair. But the problem with Caleb Williams is he thinks he's going to make the biggest play every play. He did it in college too. He does not read a defense. He holds on to the ball for forever. And then he expects to make a miraculous play every play. It's like that. Kyler Murray had some of that he had to get out of as well. When you're the ultimate athlete and you've been the ultimate athlete for the majority of your playing career, that's a hard transition to make, realizing that you can't out-athlete guys in the NFL.
You can't just show up.
And so to say that Caleb Williams won't realize that it's premature for that. Like he may very well figure that out. But right now, watching him play the Cardinals, he got sacked 6 times by the Cardinals, who had like bottom 3rd pass rush in the entire league. Like they didn't sack anybody all year long. And their best sack guy got hurt. Dennis Gardeck didn't even play. So I don't know, man. Caleb Williams right now, rough start. And that's considering he's got 3 legit wide receivers. legit wide receivers.
Yeah, and they can't seem to get on the same page. They seem more frustrated than anybody.
Yeah, and like I said, it could be coaching. I'm not going to dismiss that. It's not like Eberflus has proven that he's the fantastic, overall coach. Right. But anytime that you hire a coach that he's only good on one side of the ball, and he's not a Mike Tomlinson who just knows how to dictate and knows how to delegate to his coaches. This is our mentality. This is our identity. We play this way, and. Because that's the thing I will say about Jonathan Gannon with the Cardinals that he's done in his 2 years. This is how we play, and he lets his coordinators do it. And the first year didn't look like he did a whole lot, but guess what? They had a horrible roster. And they didn't have Kyler Murray for half of the year because he was coming back from an ACL. So it's like there's lots of things about the identity that a coach has a power over. And it doesn't look like Eberflus has got it. Mike McCarthy don't got it. I mean, Mike Tomlin has it. When you look at the great coaches, a lot of those great coaches, they have the ability to set a standard and a personality and identity for the team, and the team fits it.
No, I agree.
So I could just keep going off. But hey, listen, you know what? If you're going to a sports game, don't wear a jersey of a team that's not even playing.
I never understood this. And it's every team has these
yes.
games, right? You show up to a Cardinals-Bears game, and there's a guy wearing a Packers, Patriots, a Rams, Cowboys jersey.
Cowboys.
You're like, bro, what? This isn't wear your team jersey to
this
the
isn't
game.
just wear a football jersey.
No,
like, listen, dude.
It makes me so mad.
It's the dumbest thing ever. It's like when I go to listen, your daughters did this crap, man. We went to a Diamondbacks game, and they showed up with a friggin' Dodgers jersey.
Well, that was on purpose. That was to get underneath your skin.
Oh, they did it. But like, it's one of those things where it's like, listen, if you don't have a jersey for the team's playing, just don't wear one. Yeah. It's not necessary. You don't have to wear a jersey to a game. And especially if that team's not playing, don't wear it.
It just doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know how you're like, hey, we're going to a football game. It's the Cardinals playing whoever. Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna throw my Packers jersey because I'm a Packer fan.
To me, it's the ultimate sign of, I don't know anything about sports, but guess what? The sports team's playing. I'm going to show up. Yeah. Like, that's to me ultimately what it is.
That's funny.
You don't know anything about sports, but you know that this is a team.
I would never do that.
Never.
I would never wear another. I would rather just wear a non-football shirt.
Yes, a white T-shirt.
Yeah.
A nondescript T-shirt.
Just whatever. Yeah. I'm not going to wear the colors. I'm just saying, like, I'm going to wear a T-shirt, like a normal T-shirt.
Oh, yeah. Just
can't do it.
Listen, guys, it's stupid. It's really stupid.
So, yeah, if you're doing it, knock it off.
Yes, and tell your friend to knock it off.
And if you've got a friend that does it with you, that means you're both idiots. Yes. Like, he's not doing it because you guys are cool. It's because you're both idiots.
You're freaking fools.
Yeah, it's like the guys that I was at the gym. Watch these two guys, right? And they're at the gym. Got to give them respect for being there. But they get on the treadmill and they turn it up. They walk on like an incline, holding it for dear life at like 1 mile an hour. I'm like, kids. You guys are clearly the guys that are just saying that I went to the gym today.
Yeah.
You look like that's kind of idiot. You look like when you're at the stadium and you're wearing some other team's jersey that isn't here. You look like you're at the gym just to say you went to the gym.
Yep. You don't know what's going on.
It makes me angry.
Well, that's all I got for you guys. Cheese bags. Stay fresh out there.
And like Allie in dodgeball. Just kidding. It's Lexi. We're out. Oh!
The JJ and Pug Show theme song was written, composed, and performed by Lane Hartman. Special thanks to Highland Communities for all the support given to our show. You can find the JJ and Pug Show podcast wherever you do listen to podcasts. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Remember to share the show with your friends and family and subscribe wherever you do listen. If you're able to, please feel free to support us by sending a donation to us by going to ko-fi.com/the JJ and Pug Show. That is ko-fi.com/the JJ and Pug Show. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for all the support, whether that is by simply listening, whether that is sharing it with a friend, or giving us that sweet, sweet cash. We truly appreciate it all. Thank you so much.